Hey, I'm Jeff.
And I'm Phil, and we're the Cocktail Dudes. Today we're going to make Nocino, a walnut liqueur.
Delicious. Rich.
Very good.
Right? Tastes like the forest, maple, tobacco, rich, earthy.
Very perfumey.
There's some nuttiness in there too.
Yep.
But you don't say, oh, this tastes like walnuts, because it doesn't. Yeah?
Right, exactly.
This is from northern Italy, traditionally.
Yep. Medina, up in that area. It's their liqueur. It's just like in southern Italy, they make a lemon liqueur, limoncello.
Yep.
Because they got all the lemons, and the north has all the walnuts.
I guess so, right? If you're going to make a liqueur, the limoncello is the one to start with, because that's pretty easy.
Yeah, it's easy to get your hands on some lemons.
Yeah. It's a little more difficult to get your hands on unripe English walnuts. Right? There's a very narrow period where you have to harvest those things.
Right.
And we're going to talk about that later. But it makes for one delicious liqueur. We've had this in the bottle now just over 4 months.
Right.
And we've been tasting it along the way, right?
Yeah. It's best to have your liqueur sit for a while because it evolves and it develops. And the longer it sits in the bottle, the better it gets.
It gets richer. So we get our walnuts from the guys at Hag Farms in California.
Right.
The website is walnuts.us, right? And we have to pay for ours just like you, so we're not plugging them because we get free stuff.
Right.
But they're geared up for stuff like this. They'll harvest them when the time is right, which is usually the first week in June, plus or minus. We got ours the last week in May this year. But they'll show up on your doorstep just perfectly unripe. Right? Just like you want them.
That's the best way to say it.
Yeah. What you want is for the nut to have no fruit inside, so no walnut inside. But there'll be the mold of where the walnut fruit is going to go. And that mold is just going to be filled with a liquid, which is mostly water at this point. And we've experimented with this with several different types of base spirits. Now, you need a high-proof spirit to extract all of the flavor. Just like in our limoncello. You want a 151 proof spirit, right? That's what we use here. But we've tried various spirits. We tried high-proof vodka, right? A neutral grain spirit, Everclear, rum. We even tried a high-proof bourbon. And tried various spices in this. And so what we're giving you here is what turned out to be our favorite recipe. Right? You want to start by rinsing your raw walnuts. We wear gloves to keep our fingers from turning yellow. You'll need about 18 walnuts for each 750 milliliters of high-proof spirit that you're going to use. So we'll take our rinsed walnuts and quarter them. And you can see how the mold for the walnut fruit sits inside the nut here. And we'll drop these into a 2-liter lidded jar. Once it's full, we'll add our high-proof spirit. And of all the spirits we added, we had 2 favorites. And they're both very good. One is the 151 proof vodka or 151 proof Everclear.
Right.
Or the 151 proof rum. Right? And we like them for different reasons.
Yeah, the vodka is a little more versatile, so you can use it with a lot of different kind of cocktails. And the rum actually works best in a lot of different tiki drinks. Yeah.
If you're using it in rum-based cocktails, certainly the rum is better.
Right.
Or if we're just sipping it after dinner like you would in Italy, we prefer the rum. But certainly the vodka is best. And since you only need 18 walnuts per 750 milliliters of spirit, you can do both, right? And experiment on your own with the spirits and with the spices also.
Exactly.
So to our infusion, we're going to add a 4-inch cinnamon stick, a 1 to 2-inch piece of vanilla bean that we'll split in half, 1 star anise, 4 cloves, 10 coffee beans of a light to medium roast, 5 allspice berries, 1/2 of a cracked nutmeg. And to crack that, we just put it into a plastic bag, hammer it with our wooden mallet, and then take half of the crumbs. And we'll add the skin of 1 lemon, just using the outer yellow parts of the peel. We'll let that sit on the countertop. We keep it out of the sun. After about a week, you'll start seeing this darkness at the top. That's the infusion beginning. Just give the jar a shake or invert it and let it sit on the countertop for 2 months. just inverting it or swirling it whenever you walk by. After 2 months, we're going to strain the infused spirit through a fine mesh sieve into a 4-cup measuring beaker. And you want to make note of the volume, as we're going to add 1.5 times that amount of simple syrup. Simple syrup being equal parts of sugar and water dissolved together. We'll give that a stir and then pour it into clean bottles and cap it.
All right, here's the finished product. You can store it at room temperature, and it will deepen over the months ahead, just like we talked about before. It'll yield about 1.8 liters, and that'll be about 60 proof.
Enjoy.
Cheers.